No matter who you are a fan of, please subscribe to support me. Thank you, love you all very much. Could Starfire defeat Superman? Starfire shares many similarities with Kryptonians, as her primary source of power comes from yellow sun radiation. This energy not only sustains her physical state, but also forms the foundation for all her combat abilities. Thanks to her efficient radiation absorption and conversion mechanism, Starfire is considered the second most powerful member of the Teen Titans, just behind their leader in terms of tactical role. This ability allows her to survive stably in deep space environments where extreme pressure and physical conditions far exceed normal standards. Starfire's movement capabilities achieve superior speed, faster than modern jet aircraft, giving her a clear advantage in aerial combat situations. Her attacking power is evident in her successful destruction of one of Brainiac's warships. The energy Starfire unleashed reached a high destructive threshold, enough to penetrate even the most advanced technology. Starfire once defeated Wonder Girl, demonstrating superiority in both strength and her ability to control the pace of battle. When she fought Wonder Woman, both sides showed a clear balance, with neither completely overpowering the other. This reflects that Starfire's power is approaching that of top-tier warriors. Based on these facts, it is plausible that Starfire could defeat Supergirl in a direct confrontation. Starfire has even directly harmed Superman, a clear testament to the level of power her solar energy can achieve when used correctly and at the right time. Starfire, or Coriander, is an atypical member of her species from Tamaranian because she also possesses some abilities beyond the native scope of her species due to manipulation by scientifically advanced Physions, who hope to weaponize the Tamaranian genome for their own purposes. The Tamaranians are a peace-loving race, whose society is driven by emotion rather than logic. Unfortunately, the Tamaranians were eventually forced into war when threatened by the Citadel. The Tamaranians defended their planet against the Citadel for over an Earth century until Commander, a royal member of Tamaran, betrayed her people and revealed vital military secrets to the Citadel. The Tamaranians were completely defeated and nearly pushed to the brink of extinction. King Myander reluctantly signed a ceasefire agreement with the Citadel, in which he was forced to hand over his daughter, Coriander, to the Citadel's slavers. On Earth, Superman has few opponents who can physically confront him directly. The rare cases powerful enough to pose a real challenge are limited to prominent names like Shazam, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter. These are all entities possessing extraordinary power levels, capable of standing on par in high-intensity combat situations. Nevertheless, Superman is still considered the quintessential example of ultimate physical prowess in this group, representing the standard of Kryptonian strength under a yellow sun. However, Kryptonian potential does not stop at the level Superman demonstrates. This was clearly illustrated through the character of HL in the early issues of the New 52 Superman series, where familiar limits were pushed to new heights. Kal-El's case also shows that power comes not only from solar radiation, but also from hundreds of thousands of years of evolution and genetic refinement. Kal-El benefits from Krypton's scientific legacy, including techniques for perfecting genetic structure to optimize the species' potential. Studies based on cloning Kryptonian DNA have led to a remarkable conclusion. Kryptonian cells are considered the most powerful organic energy storage units ever recorded in the galaxy. This is why Superman is not just a powerful warrior, but also a symbol of a genetic heritage that transcends all limits. When exposed to stars possessing energy levels superior to a yellow sun, Kryptonian abilities are significantly enhanced in many aspects. Not only are physical strength and energy control elevated, but also the ability to transfer a portion of power to others. This particular ability has been activated under special conditions. Under the influence of a high-energy blue sun, Kal-El transferred a portion of his power to his father, creating a temporary enhanced state to adapt to a harsh environment. In Power Girl, Volume 2, Issue 3, the superior abilities of Kryptonians were further demonstrated through the actions of Power Girl, also known as Kara Zor-El, from a parallel universe. In this event, Manhattan faced the threat of destruction by Ultra-Humanite's plot, who sought to force Power Girl to give up her Kryptonian body for the city's safety. Facing that threat, Power Girl chose to confront him directly, completely thwarting his control plan and rescuing Manhattan from imminent disaster. Ultra-Humanite's colossal ship destabilized and plummeted towards Earth. With tactical support from Terra, Power Girl utilized her maximum power, combined with her ability to neutralize gravity. Instead of letting the ship crash and cause widespread disaster, she precisely guided its descent, bringing the colossal metal mass down into the Atlantic Ocean intact. Even energy sources with intensity far exceeding a yellow sun, including star-like objects, neutron stars, pulsars, and magenta stars, can be harnessed to expand Krypton's innate genetic potential. The effects of a blue sun on Superman's power have demonstrated that, under special energy conditions, the level of power achieved can far exceed his familiar state on Earth. Superman can travel across the entire solar system at speeds nearly equivalent to instantaneous teleportation. Vast astronomical distances seem to cease being a barrier when his energy accumulation reaches its maximum threshold. In a notable confrontation, the combined might of Red Hood and the Outlaws, including Koriand'r, quickly realized the insurmountable disparity. The pressure from Superman's speed, strength, and reaction capabilities rendered all counterattack tactics ineffective. This overwhelming state not only reflects his superior power, but also demonstrates the direct impact of accessing higher-level cosmic energy sources on Kryptonian potential. Starfire continuously directed solar energy beams at Superman as an attack method, though this action inherently caused no harm. The reason lies in the nature of Superman's power source, which is directly maintained and amplified by solar radiation. The energy Starfire emits is not antagonistic. On the contrary, it acts as a supplementary source, helping her opponent increase his endurance and overall strength. Starfire is fully aware of this mechanism, as she herself uses the same form of energy to sustain her combat abilities. However, instead of adjusting her tactics, she continued to maintain her ineffective attack method, inadvertently putting herself at a disadvantage against an opponent whose strength was increasingly fortified. Starfire not only possesses the ability to emit energy, but also controls the absorption and release of radiation in various states. If she chose to reverse the energy flow, she could completely diminish the surrounding radiation, thereby limiting Superman's power source. Starfire's ability to control solar radiation is demonstrated quite differently. With a single action, she can deplete the energy source that sustains a Kryptonian's power, rendering her opponent unable to continue the confrontation. This mechanism is clearly described through the process of draining solar radiation, the core factor determining a Kryptonian's power state. This shows that Starfire not only emits energy but also possesses the ability to manipulate radiation flow in a suppressive manner, thereby debilitating her opponent in an extremely short time. If a power source directly depends on solar radiation, then draining this supply would lead to the same result, regardless of whether the target is Superman or any other Kryptonian. Some argue that Superman also has the ability to absorb radiation from external sources, including from opponents. Superman could reverse the situation by taking in the energy being released. However, that argument is only valid if the energy still exists in the surrounding environment. When the radiation is drained from its source, the ability to absorb it will no longer have a foundation to be effective. Therefore, this counterargument does not negate Starfire's ability to drain solar energy, but merely reflects the variable nature of power mechanisms when manipulated. Clark himself directly confirmed that he actively allowed his body to receive and absorb the energy emitted by Rampage. This confirms Superman did not resist, but rather allowed the energy flow to enter and integrate into his physical state. At that time, Rampage glowed brilliantly, like a small star. Superman can absorb energy when the source actively transmits it or when it is readily available in the environment, but he has never demonstrated the ability to forcefully drain energy from an opponent with high efficiency. Conversely, Starfire exhibits superior control over solar radiation, including both emission and suppression at will. Both Superman and Starfire can fly faster than the speed of light, and more importantly, Superman's reaction speed does not match Kori's. There have been several instances mentioning Superman's relatively slow reaction time when compared to characters like Wonder Woman, but the most direct and well-known issue is likely this. Superman is indeed slower than Wonder Woman because she has spent her entire life training in combat, and as a result, her movements have become automatic. Starfire has also been similarly trained and possesses power comparable to Wonder Woman, whom she has fought to a standstill in the past. She also trained the first Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, in armed combat, and once defeated multiple Amazon warriors simultaneously without using her energy beams, winning an Amazonian tournament. Superman can absorb various types of suns, such as blue suns, which enhance his strength and even different kinds of energy. Meanwhile, Starfire primarily focuses on ultraviolet radiation, and she also has the ability to drain solar energy from anyone or anything that possesses it. This is an advantage she has when facing Superman. Although she can do all of that, she is not Superman and does not possess the superior endurance or abilities of a Kryptonian to sit under the sun like he can. It can be confidently asserted that Superman would win. So guys, that's it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Love you much.